Published 0529 EDT, the 3rd of September 2017. Updated 0529 EDT, the 3rd of September 2017. The hectic transfer window has finally slammed shut, and it's time to forensically examine another summer of astronomical dealings. £1.4 billion was spent on transfer fees in the Premier League alone. So which clubs were able to purchase the best bang for the buck, and who is already pining longingly for January? Sportsmail's reporters offer the verdicts on everything from the best signing to the under-the-radar star they tip to impress. Jose Mourinho brought in the key signings of Romelu, Lukaku and nemanja Matic. Rob Draper: what is the best signing of the summer? Nemanja Matic. Not because he's the best player, but because clubs are so short of intelligent players in that position. In one move, Jose Mourinho secured an important part of the Man United jigsaw and hurt a key rival, which just happened to be his former club. Of the newcomers to Premier League, I would suggest one of the players set to replace Matic at Chelsea, Timu Bakayoko, the best value signing from Monaco this summer. Nemanja Matic has already offered tremendous balance to United in midfield. Which club has done the best business? Tempted to say Everton, as they did most business early and delivered on what they set out to do, which is rare among Premier League clubs. But they have spent a lot. Swansea's loan signings of Tammy Abraham and Renato Sanchez are eye-catching. Who could have imagined Tottenham would be in this list 3 weeks ago? But Daniel Levy pulled off a good window and more or less balanced books, a trick which accounts for the club's rise but gold medal to West Brom, who started awfully by losing Darren Fletcher, but recovered rather well with Kieran Gibbs, Gareth Barry, Ahmed Hegazi, Oliver Burke, Grzegorz Krychowiak and Jay Rodriguez, as well as keeping Johnny Evans. Which club has had a nightmare? Newcastle's window has clearly been a debacle, but for sheer ineptitude it's hard to look beyond Arsenal. It started out well with Sead Kolasinac and Alexandre Lacazette, and might have finished well had they signed Thomas Lemar, but to start offloading unhappy players at the last minute after a calamitous defeat, having insisted all summer they would NT, suggests no real plan. Equally, had they bid £91 million for Lemar a month ago, he would be an Arsenal player now. Alexandre Lacazette's addition was a rare highlight for Arsenal, who don't seem to have a plan. Which under-the-radar signing do you think will prove a bargain? He hasn't scored for Everton yet, but scouts say Sandro Ramirez at £5 million could prove the bargain of the window, though it does depend on how he adapts. I would say Grzegorz Krychowiak on loan at WBA is an excellent signing. He was world-class for Sevilla, and it's surprising clubs looking for central midfielders, notably Chelsea, never even thought about it. Which transfer made you think football really has gone mad? It's harsh on Nathan Ake, as he's a decent player who deserves a chance. But £19 million suggests Chelsea's model of stack em up, loan em out works. Sadly, the Kyle Walker fee also sticks out. Had he been French and playing like he does for PSG, or Spanish and doing the same at Atletico, around £25 million would sound about right. Kieran Gill: what is the best signing of the summer? Instead of opting for a multi-million-pound signing, it is the loan of Renato Sanchez to Swansea that intrigues me most. Paul Clement will look like a genius if Sanchez can show us why Manchester United and the rest of Europe's elite clubs were so keen on him before his move to Bayern Munich. Swansea, by the way, are £30.5 million in profit from this window. Which club has done the best business? Manchester City. You get what you pay for. Despite them missing out on the £60 million signing of Alexis Sanchez, City have seriously strengthened the squad. Bernardo Silva, Benjamin Mendy, Ederson, Danilo, Kyle Walker, and more. If Pep Guardiola doesn't deliver the title, Bernardo Silva was one of the major new signing brought in by Pep Guardiola. Which club has had a nightmare? Newcastle United. You only have to look at the meltdown on social media from the supporters to understand why. Who knows what Rafa Benitez is thinking? And what Mike Ashley is thinking, for that matter too. Which under-the-radar signing do you think will prove a bargain? Nathaniel Chalobah to Watford for £5 million. He finally broke free of Chelsea and is gaining more recognition for it, so much so that Gareth Southgate has called him up for England. Still ever so slightly under the radar. Which transfer made you think football really has gone mad? There's only one winner: Neymar, costing Paris Saint-Germain £198 million. In the Premier League alone, Kyle Walker, 27, costing City £50 million. Neymar's transfer from Barcelona to PSG shattered the previous record in a £198 million deal. In Herbert, what is the best signing of the summer? Manchester United's Nemanja Matic from Chelsea, £40 million, barely more than Chelsea paid for Danny Drinkwater, is a steal to fill a position which needed resolving, and with such a proven talent. No wonder Antonio Conte is unhappy. Which club has done the best business? Everton. Real boldness. Early dealing. Club seems transformed. Didn't shirk from madness of the market with a huge gylfi Sigurdsson outlay. They turned the £75 million Romelu Lukaku into an opportunity, even though they seem a striker short. Gylfi Sigurdsson joined Everton from Swansea after a long and protracted transfer saga. Which club has had a nightmare? Hard to get past Arsenal, who knew Sanchez wanted out yet painted themselves into a corner where they refuse Manchester City's £60 million offer for a player who will be free to negotiate the terms of a free transfer 4 months from now. Criminal. Which under-the-radar signing do you think will prove a bargain? Andy Robertson, Hull City to Liverpool, £8 million. The Scottish left-back's consistent ability to attack with menace and cross with pinpoint accuracy may see him become more than mere backup for James Milner and Alberto Mourinho. Bournemouth's £10 million for Asmir Begovic, a steal. To which transfer made you think football really has gone mad? Kyle Walker, Tottenham to Man City, £54 million. Sorry, I know City needed fullbacks, but that is the ultimate overinflation of this summer. Walker is just not the good. Kyle Walker cost Manchester City the eye-watering sum of £54 million from Tottenham. Adam Crafton, what is the best signing of the summer? Nemanja Matic to Manchester United. It may not be enough to win Jose Mourinho the title, but the stability and balance he brings will see United come very close for the first time since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. Which club has done the best business? 3 weeks ago, I'd have said West Ham's business looks very smart. Then they started playing football. Manchester United and Liverpool will be very pleased with the summer's work. Both are on short of their ideal. United a winger, Liverpool a centre-half, but the two clubs end the summer with a very positive frame of mind. Liverpool can be relatively pleased with the business after signing Oxlade-Chamberlain. Which club has had a nightmare? Newcastle. They have a world-class coach in place in Rafa Benitez who will keep them up regardless if he stays, but what a missed opportunity to use the atmosphere of renewed hope to really push on this season. Brighton really needed more attacking recruitments and will probably now go down as a result of the failure to sign. And where to start with Chelsea's numerous tales of being gazumped? And don't get me started on Arsenal. Which under-the-radar signing do you think will prove a bargain? Darren Fletcher will help Stoke re-emerge as a force after last season's underwhelming campaign. However, West Brom have replaced him with Grzegorz Krychowiak on loan from PSG. He was outstanding in Spain for Sevilla and represents a real coup for Tony Pulis. Darren Fletcher is one of the best under-the-radar signings along with Grzegorz Krychowiak. Which transfer made you think football really has gone mad? Gylfi Sigurdsson's £45 million transfer to Everton. He may have been worth that much to Swansea for his ability to keep them in the division, but he will not have a transformative effect on Everton, with Wayne Rooney also in town. It is unclear how the balance will be found and whether Sigurdsson will even be in his favoured central position. Ronald Koeman needed to spend big on a striker this summer to replace Romelu Lukaku and secure a guarantee of goals. Mike Keegan, what is the best signing of the summer? Nemanja Matic, although we will get a better sense of how good his new employers are when they play somebody decent. To take a key player from a rival at a relatively good price is stunning business from Jose and Ed. Which club has done the best business? If we are saying value is irrelevant, then City, who appear to have addressed the needs if Vincent Kompany is fit. Also like what Everton have done. Which club has had a nightmare? Newcastle. Einstein's definition of insanity clearly hasn't reached Sports Direct HQ yet. Rafa Benitez will be fuming with the lack of transfer activity at Newcastle this summer. Which under-the-radar signing do you think will prove a bargain? Sead Kolasinac. It is lost a little at the moment, given the shambles at Arsenal, but Kolasinac is a fine player who costs nothing. Which transfer made you think football really has gone mad? Take your pick. Gylfi Sigurdsson, who admitted himself the market is crazy as one. Great player, but how much others followed, and last night's Danny Drinkwater deal, for a ludicrous £35 million, was a fitting end. Madness, but that's economics for you. Oliver Todd. What is the best signing of the summer? Renato Sanches to Swansea City, even on loan, is the biggest coup from a club looking above the station. A run of games might reignite the sort of talent seen powering Benfica's midfield, and with Portugal at Euro 2016, Renato Sanches raised a few eyebrows when he joined Swansea on loan from Bayern Munich. Which club has done the best business? Manchester United. All polished off early, got quality in every area they needed to address, bar a winger, and Jose Mourinho can have little reason to moan. He probably will at some point, though. Also impressed by West Brom's incomings, provided some injury-prone buys stay fit. Which club has had a nightmare? Newcastle United. Stripped the depth off a championship-quality squad, but then significantly failed to add quality. Rafa Benitez faces an uphill challenge, and it wouldn't be a huge surprise to see him on his way at some point after 2 consecutive disappointing windows. Which under-the-radar signing do you think will prove a bargain? Harry Maguire might have cost £17 million, but as an English centre-back with genuine ability, the price tag might rise in as soon as 12 months' time. Leicester City have bought a player with potential to improve who has already impressed through late last season and the beginning of the new campaign. Harry Maguire has adapted to life at Leicester very quickly and was called up by England. Which transfer made you think football really has gone mad? Nothing has really surprised in the Premier League, given the influence of television money and the huge cash outlays of the likes of Paris Saint-Germain elsewhere. It would be great to see an English side try to match the ludicrous spending power. Jack Gorkin. Best signing of the summer? Bernardo Silva. Monaco to Manchester City, £43 million, bags of talent and the long-term success to David Silva. The Portuguese is mesmeric on the ball and looks such good value for money given the cash thrown around elsewhere and inside the same club. Which club has done the best business? Manchester United. The jury may still be out on Victor Lindelof, but Jose Mourinho identified 2 key areas up front and central midfield he wanted strengthening, and Ed Woodward just went out and sorted deals for Romelu Lukaku and Nemanja Matic, weakening rivals in the process. The jury may be out on Swedish centre-back Victor Lindelof, but United solved key problems. Which club has had a nightmare? A very difficult one. Arsenal and Chelsea earned deserving mentions, but Newcastle appear to have endured the worst. Rafa Benitez is not a happy man today after signing nobody in the last fortnight, despite performances suggesting they need reinforcements. Which under-the-radar signing do you think will prove a bargain? Andy Robertson. Hull to Liverpool, £10. Looks a shrewd piece of business by Jurgen Klopp in an area Liverpool really wanted an extra body. Alberto Moreno has come back with renewed vigour, but Robertson should be the number 1 left-back soon enough. Andy Robertson has been given time to bed in by Jurgen Klopp and looks like a classy operator. Which transfer made you think football really has gone mad? Andre Gray. Burnley to Watford, £18. Scored 9 Premier League goals last season, 5 of which came in 2 games, and not someone Sean Dyche was too bothered about keeping. Gray had also entered the final year of his contract. Laurie Whitwell. What is the best signing of the summer? Leicester moving early for Harry Maguire means his transfer cost of up to £17 million looks even more appealing after the escalation of recent weeks. Maguire has already shown his composure at the back and ability on the ball, and in time will be worth many millions more. A potential future captain for Leicester and England. Which club has done the best business? Manchester United were calm, calculated, and composed come deadline day. Jose Mourinho strolled around London without a care. The definition of a good transfer window. All 3 signings will raise the quality of the first 11. Honourable mentions go to Burnley, West Brom, and Leicester. Each made interesting signings and only sold higher not at all. Romelu Lukaku could score plenty of goals for Manchester United this season and started well. Which club has had a nightmare? It has to be Arsenal. Keeping a player who is free to discuss terms with new clubs in January, rather than banking £60 million now, is just madness. The replacement should have been sorted weeks ago. The erratic thinking over Shkodran Mustafi and Thomas Lemar add to the mix. Which under-the-radar signing do you think will prove a bargain? Oliver Burke cost a pretty penny at £15 million, but for a 20-year-old. If such potential, that may prove a snip. He is strong, quick, and can finish, and though he had difficulties at RB Leipzig, the German club ideally wanted to loan rather than sell him. Under Tony Pulis, he could excel. Which transfer made you think football really has gone mad? West Ham paying Stoke £24 million for Marko Arnautovic. He has talent, for sure, but only showed it in patches for Stoke, and as we have already seen, can be a liability. At 28, he will not be sold for more in his career. Stoke paid £2 million in 2013. Joe Berntsen, what is the best signing of the summer? Dominic Solanke of Liverpool. For £4 million, they've got a player who could lead the line at a top 6 club for the next decade. That's just ridiculous in this day and age. Which club has done the best business? West Brom have really done well to sign Jay Rodriguez, Oliver Burke, Kieran Gibbs, Gareth Barry, Grzegorz Krychowiak and Ahmed Hegazi, and keeping Johnny Evans. Oliver Burke comes from RB Leipzig, full of promise and could really impress. Which club has had a nightmare? Arsenal made £18 million profit when they needed new players. Crystal Palace have put nearly all their eggs in the Mamadou Sakho basket, which may be inspired, or a disaster. Which under-the-radar signing do you think will prove a bargain? Newcastle United centre-forward Joselu is a real Rafa Benitez-type target man, and at £5 million, seems undervalued compared to other. Which transfer made you think football really has gone mad? Admittedly, I'm not a huge Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain fan, and for Liverpool to pay £35 million when he had a year left on his contract seems bonkers. That's more than Aguero cost, or Sadio Mane last year. £45 million for gylfi. Sigurdsson also required a sharp intake of breath. Oxlade-Chamberlain may have cost Liverpool too much, as they paid £35 million on deadline day. Sammy Mokbel, what is the best signing of the summer? Nemanja Matic, exactly the sort of player Manchester United were crying out for. He gives the rest a license to unleash merry hell. Which club has done the best business? West Brom. Tony Pulis has worked wonders on a shoestring budget, and keeping Johnny Evans was a bonus. Which club has had a nightmare? Newcastle. Rafa Benitez won't be happy after a mediocre summer. Expect him to walk before too long. Which under-the-radar signing do you think will prove a bargain? Grzegorz Krychowiak. Great piece of business to bring the midfielder in on loan from PSG. Classy on the ball and has the physical strength to deal with the Premier League. Krychowiak joining West Brom on loan is a huge coup for Tony Pulis and the club. Which transfer made you think football really has gone mad? Kyle Walker. Not because he isn't an excellent player, but £50 million for a fullback. Come on, Dominic King. What is the best signing of the summer? Wayne Rooney. I'm putting this deal forward for non-footballing reasons. There have been a lot of deals during this window and a lot of antics from clubs and players that have left a sour taste. Rooney's return to Everton from Manchester United had the feel of a bygone era, a transfer that brought smiles to many faces and was done for the right reasons. Turns out HES not a bad player either. Which club has done the best business? Manchester United. 3 signings were wanted at the beginning of the summer: striker, midfielder, central defender. Romelu Lukaku, Nemanja Matic and Victor Lindelof arrived long before the deadline and allowed Jose Mourinho to step away from the frenzy. He now has a squad that looks primed to win the title. Which club has had a nightmare? Arsenal. What was the plan? Do they actually have a plan? Is it more a case of them making things up as they go along? They are screaming out for strength and leadership in the middle, but bought a left back and a forward. This campaign has the potential to go horribly wrong. Arsene Wenger is again under enormous pressure as Arsenal seem riderless. Which under-the-radar signing do you think will prove a bargain? Casey Palmer will spend the season on loan at Huddersfield from Chelsea and looks to have the tools to make a big impact. He was fast, direct and aggressive when coming on as substitute against Southampton, and he is held in high regard by the FA. He has the potential to thrive under David Wagner as he Brown did last season. Which transfer made you think football really has gone mad? Blaise Matuidi moving from Paris Saint-Germain to Juventus for £18 million. The reason it applied perspective to what has gone on here: Matuidi is outstanding, with 58 France caps and 11 major hours, and has joined one of the top 3 teams in Europe for a respectable price. What does £18 million get you in England? Kevin Wimmer, Stoke to Tottenham.